And I'm back with another One Piece video, man. This is the 7 short, Warlords ranked. And who the strongest one? You know what I'm saying? I love them ranked. Explain. Let's get into this in my video, man. Hey, comment down below who y'all think it is, the weakest and the strongest. The like button, subscribe, man. Let's get into the video, man.
Who's the strongest warlord? How are they ranked? And who the fuck is this guy's dentist? What's up, y'all? Shadex here, and today we'll be ranking the 7 warlords of the sea in terms of power. This is a very contentious topic, so just a disclaimer, this is my interpretation of this list. Okay. I'm by no means the end-all be-all when it comes to this power scaling shit, but if I did make an absolute, unequivocal lapse in my judgment, then I did fuck up. However, I do think I did enough research to give a good opinion on this topic. A few characters on this list have barely any feats or statements to go off of, but I'll try my best to right beside each other, and that basically means that I think that they could be equal to each other, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get into this ranking. Number 11, Buggy D Clown. Now, it's very easy to think that Buggy is just the weakest warlord for obvious reasons, but for those of you who think that he's still chapter 1 Luffy level, let me enlighten you. During the Impel Down arc, in chapter 532 to be specific, Luffy is seen hitting one of the Minotaurs with a jet bazooka. In the same chapter, Buggy hits the Minotaur with a Muggy Ball, and it's shown doing more damage. More damage than one of Luffy's strongest attacks at the time. And during the war, Buggy is shown tanking this same Muggy Ball. Now, I'm not saying that Buggy is PTS Gear 2 level, but what I am saying is stop sleeping on him. But then go back to sleep because Buggy is the weakest warlord, and I won't be mentioning him for the rest of this video. Number 10, Gecko Moria, and number 9, Crocodile. Throughout the story, Moria is consistently portrayed as the weakest warlord outside of Crocodile. The world government wasn't even confident that he could defeat the PTS Straw Hats. Even Kuma thought he needed assistance. This also fits in well with his narrative as well. The washed up, antiquated pirate that had been smacked down to the bottom tiers of the One Piece world. This smack was so hard, in fact, that it changed his entire mentality on becoming the Pirate King. Moria became lazy, overweight, and now lets his minions do everything for him. Even his fighting style has changed, since now he doesn't enjoy physical activity at all. In the end, the world government tried to kill him for being too weak to do the job. But even though Moria fought all of the PTS Straw Hats, I still put Crocodile above him. Now, many people believe that Croc is still pre-Hockey, pre-time skip, pre-gear Luffy level, when that is just not true. During the war, Crocodile is seen taking a hit from Gear 2nd Luffy, who at this point is hundreds if not thousands of times stronger than he was at Alabasta. Gear 2nd has been calculated to be a 10 times increase, and by using that along with CP9 Doriki scaling, we can come to the conclusion that Gear 2nd War Arc Luffy is at least 500 times stronger than his Alabasta self. This is an extreme lowball. I'm not even counting all of the arcs that happened in between Alabasta and Enies Lobby, nor am I counting all the arcs after up until the war. Croco is also seen taking hits from Diamond Jozu, while Moria is getting one shot by PTS Jinbei. It's also possible that Croco got stronger during the time skip as well, as he did save Buggy from a vice admiral. And while I would mention his bounty being so high, that's mostly for his intellect and cunning ability. Number 8, Bartholomew Kuma, and number 7,
Bartholomew? What the? Hey, let me know right now. Let me know right now one of y'all names Bartholomew, man.
Boa Hancock. Now hear me out.
Boa Hancock.
8, Bartholomew Kuma, and number 7, Boa Hancock. Now hear me out. I know a lot of people are gonna click off for this one, but you gotta understand, we know barely anything about these two. We know at the
got her hands on some
very least that Kuma is beyond post-time skip Gear 2nd level, since he is stronger than the PX units. But at the same time, he got beat up by Eva and cut by PTS Zoro. So yeah, the things we have seen don't look that good for him. Kuma does have hacks with his Devil Fruit, which is pretty OP. Being able to instantly disappear someone is insane. And I do think he's far above Crocodile. I'm sure that this video is going to be outdated soon because Kuma's backstory is on the horizon. And it'd be really annoying if we learned even more about him in 1072 but that's what praying is for. Boa is also beyond post time skip gear 2nd level, and due to her hacks, she can one-shot most characters in the series. Boa ate the Mero Mero no Mi, which in her hands at least, is extremely overpowered. Anybody who has lustful thoughts about her can be turned into stone by her love beam, and
But y'all better stop. Y'all get turned to stone.
beyond that, she can turn objects to stone by just touching them or kicking them. I don't know how it quite works, it's not really explained. You can counter this ability by focusing on other emotions such as pain or just being a dumbass. Most characters on this list would be susceptible to this ability, however one of them beat her in a 1v1, so yeah. So beyond her Devil Fruit abilities, what does Boa have going for her? Well, she defeated pre-time skip Smoker by shattering his sea stone weapon, but she also could have just turned the weapon to stone, so besides that, there's really nothing to go off of. I mean, in Stampede, she's seen fighting alongside characters like Law, Smoker, Sabo, and while this movie is non-canon, the story is by Oda himself, so take that as you will. Number 6, Doflamingo. Alright, so I know half of y'all already clicked
Black Force Energy, Dofi.
off this video, but hear me out once again. Dofi is easily commander level, just not above Jinbei. First of all, it should be stated that in his battle with Gear 4th, Dofi was not at full power. He had already fought multiple people before the battle, got fatally injured by Law, and used a technique to trap an entire island. Just as a side note, the One Piece world is almost 3 times larger than our own, so this island is way bigger than you think. After going through all that, Luffy still lost to Dofi and had to go Gear 4th once again just to hang. So I do believe that Dofi is a pretty powerful character, above the likes of Boa and Kuma. However, when people say Doflamingo versus Katakuri, I have to disagree with them. So we know that Luffy did get more powerful throughout the whole Cake arc, from his fight with Cracker to his battle with Big Mom's forces. Powerful throughout the whole Cake arc, from his fight with Cracker to his battle with Big Mom's forces. But even if you say that didn't happen, and Gear 4 still has the
Oda playing games, I ain't gonna lie.
level of strength that it did in Dressrosa, Katakuri still destroyed him. After his R&R, Luffy goes to challenge Kat once again, and in this second round, Katakuri states that Luffy, in base, is his equal, putting this base level Luffy far beyond his Gear 4th form in Dressrosa. So yes, while Doflamingo is powerful, he can go no further beyond characters such as Katakuri. This also fits in well with his narrative too. Doflamingo knows that he's not the strongest person in the world, so instead of climbing the ladder and risking his life, he decides to appease the beasts that stand above him, while also building up his own empire. But it would only make sense that the people who risk their own well-being and climb that ladder would be above him, such as our next character, Jinbei. I believe that this guy is a sleeper and not enough people put respect on his name. Now just let me explain why. In the previous arc, Jinbei's main opponent was Who's Who. Who's Who is implied to be the strongest Tobiropo member, even stronger than Ulti, who clashed with post-Udon Luffy. Now, this Luffy in base should be stronger.
He said Uzi? Uzi. I want some Uzi.
Than his previous Gear 4th due to his performance against Kaido. For those who don't know, the previous Gear 4th that I'm referring to is the one that's fresh off of his battle with Katakuri. The Gear 4th that's stacked on top of base Luffy, who Katakuri said was his equal. So by following all that, we can come to the conclusion of Jinbei being far stronger than characters such as Doflamingo and Katakuri, since he defeated Who's Who. Jinbei has been kinda consistent with this power as well, as seen in Whole Cake when he actually damaged Big Mom. Number 4, Edward Weevil. Now we know absolutely nothing about Weevil. However, in chapter 802, Kizaru states, as a pirate he's tremendously powerful, just like the real Whitebeard in his youth, in terms of strength at least. Now hear me out, the absolute best interpretation of
he a diet Whitebeard?
This statement is Weevil being somewhere around Prime Beard.
That ain't diet, that's spot. Yeah, that's too much sugar. That ain't no diet.
In terms of physical strength. I'm not saying he's clashing with Roger because that's too outlandish, but what I am saying is that he could be above Jinbei. Considering Weevil's own goal is to basically knock off people like Marco and Jozu, you can see him being high commander level at best, especially since he destroys entire pirate crews by himself. Again, we don't know jack about Weevil, so I could be completely wrong. For this video, I decided to use the absolute best interpretation of one statement made by Kizaru. So I repeat, this could be very, very wrong. But in the meantime, I think that this is the furthest that Weevil can go, because even if he is as strong as Primebeard, the next 3 characters completely outhacks him. Number 3, Trafalgar D. Water Law.
If he as strong as Primebeard, then he will be an emperor. How is he not an emperor?
Law is a fairly easy character to rank. As I said before, Luffy post Udon is able to damage Kaido in base, and Law scales to this Luffy, being able to do the same. Later on in the raid, Law takes down Big Mom along with Kid, and he awakens this devil fruit while doing this, therefore giving him a power increase. Some people may still think he's a support character, but literally right after Wano, Law takes on Blackbeard, who at this point is stronger than Rayleigh. I talk more about this and his hacks in my Law video, so go check that out. Speaking of Blackbeard, at number 2, we have Marshall D. Teach. Now, we have not seen the results of Blackbeard versus Law, but I'm calling it right now that Blackbeard is going to win. The reason I believe this is because in the last few panels of their battle, we see Teach about to use his Dark powers. We already know that Blackbeard wins battles through underhanded tactics and trickery. This is how he killed Whitebeard and gave Shanks his scar. Law is visibly surprised by Blackbeard using this power, which may indicate that he's about to get hoed. On top of that, Teach hasn't used his darkness powers throughout the entire fight up to that point, so that might indicate that the tables are about to turn. Beyond that, Blackbeard has been hyped up by characters such as Marco and Rayleigh. Marco himself says, quote, "But with Pops' power at his..."
Why is Marco trash, bro? Don't he got the Phoenix fruit? Why is he trash? Like, why he not as good as like Blackbeard and, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why he not? Why he ain't up there? He literally has a mythical fruit, right?
Command, we couldn't overcome Teach anymore. He took everything. I mean, Rayleigh's statement alone should be enough to put Blackbeard in the higher tiers of the One Piece world, but Marco's only solidified it. Number 1, Dracule Mihawk. Obviously, Mihawk would be at the top. Being the world's greatest swordsman automatically puts him above many characters, such as Shanks, Law, Rayleigh, and Zoro. Yes.
So y'all think he beating Whitebeard? Because the other dude, he just said he's scared of Primebeard, so like...
Shanks is a swordsman. He's literally on the color spread that Oda approved of, and there's multiple statements that imply Mihawk being above him. The reason I put him above Blackbeard though is because Teach couldn't even react to his own crewmate getting cut in half. Now you could say that Blackbeard was just caught off guard, but literally right after this, he's hit with damn near the same attack. Now we know that Zoro is faster and more powerful than Law due to his showings against Kaido and King. This same Zoro is not on the level of Mihawk despite being able to—
Hey, why he just put a 10? Why Zoro pulled a 10 with 3 bodies or whatever? You know what I'm saying? 10 when he got those extra arms and
to cut Yonko level characters. With all of this evidence in mind, I believe that Mihawk is easily the strongest warlord. Maybe even the strongest person in the One Piece world. I don't know. Garp may have something to say about that. But anyways, that was my video on the strongest warlords of the sea. If you disagree with my opinion, please—
Bro, imagine somebody got a giant sword on their back and they just pull out a butter knife to whoop your ass. That's crazy. That's so embarrassing.
Please be constructive in the comments.
That is so embarrassing. But anyways, man, that's the end of the video, man. Like I said, hit the like button, comment down below your favorite warlord, which one is strongest, which one is the weakest. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Subscribe. I'm gone, man.